Hey y'all, it's Elisha and welcome back to Elisha's Crafty Hoplop. And I am back on today with a happy meal from Zach and Sabrina. Oh my goodness, and it is such a thoughtful happy meal and I am so excited to share it. And I also want to talk to you a little bit about the Maggie Holmes controversy. So we'll cover that after looking at this amazing happy meal because this was so special. First of all, Zach, thank you. So Zach sent these cars, y'all, for Tristan in our building. How special was this? So you have no idea, Zach, because he is so bored. He doesn't have a yard, Zach. We really only have the hallways for him. And do you know what happened to him yesterday, Zach? A door, so his eye was like 5 times its size and he had a bag of peas on it. We don't have anywhere for them to play, y'all. We have the hallway. That's what we've got. And it's not exactly the safest place or the most conducive place for playing, but that's what we got. Anyway, I guess he's both allergic to dogs and there was a dog to play with and he hurt himself. And as a result, his whole eye was like swollen up. So this is going to make his whole night. Thank you so much. Like really, Zach, this was really thoughtful of you. Super thoughtful of you. Can you believe that? Happy meal from one kid to another. Again, these are the kinds of things that really inspire me and make my heart swell. Zach, this was really thoughtful. Really thoughtful. And, this is something he can play in the hallway. We all don't mind if he rolls these down the hallway. So thank you. Really, this was so sweet. But the whole package, y'all, was very sweet. I'm going to tell you something. Sabrina always sends really thoughtful happy mail. This friend mail was something special because she didn't just send it for me. She didn't just send it for the grandmas, but there's kits that I can now send off to other people here in New York to keep them safe. And the amount of work that went into this, Sabrina, I don't know, between your sister and your own health issues, how you had time to do this, I don't know. All I can say is you're very special. And I really want to say that very clearly. You are such a special person. It's hard for me to lift this. This is why the grandmas made me wait because I'm not allowed to lift anything. So I needed some help and I'm not allowed to let anyone to the apartment. Talk about weird rules. I'm not allowed to lift and I need help, but I'm not allowed to ask anyone into the apartment to help me. So it creates a bit of a conundrum. We kind of figured it out today, but it was a weird way of working. Okay, so it's heavy, so I have to lift it carefully. So what Sabrina did, and this was so much work and it is so thoughtful, is you see these bottles? They're individualized bottles of antibacterial soap. And she did this because we're about to enter wave 2. And she's worried we're going to have the same shortage again here in New York, which we are. And so she has decided to preempt that. So she has sent, I want you to know this, like 8 bottles. She has made these up herself, put antibacterial soap in them, 12, so that I can send out kits, Lanny, and to Sunshine Honeybees, and I can send it to Elisha Hayes, and I can give some to the building. And I've got one for myself and to a couple of our other people who are high risk. For each person, she's put in disposable masks, and this killed me. I'm going to show y'all. Because in our area to buy these, Lanny, wait till you see. Sorry, y'all. Thank you. I don't even know what to say to you. Our building doesn't know what to say to you. I know Lanny and Sunshine Honeybees and Elisha Hayes and Crafty Kimchi. I'm going to get these out on Friday. I'm going to ask the kids. Grandmas have already agreed. They're going to help me carry these out and we're going to get this out. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Folks, this mail came on a perfect day. And I'm going to tell you why. So the Middle East announced today, my husband, as you know, is in the Middle East. And, they were one of the first to get COVID with China. And they were one of the first to control it. They are the ones that have invented the medicine that is saving people's lives, that is being given to people in ICU units. They announced today they're officially in wave 2, just like China. So my mom keeps saying, maybe we won't get a wave 2. Well, the Middle East just got a wave 2, just like China. And my doctor told me today, we are definitely going to get a wave 2. We are. And so this is perfect timing. Because the second that we start having COVID go up again, we're going to see everything is going to sell out again. And we only just got in things like hand sanitizer. We only just got them, and you're allowed to get one small bottle at a time. So you all know we still don't have like access to most of the supplies. Certainly not these. So this is amazing. This came at the perfect time. It is so thoughtful, and everyone in our building thanks you. I know everyone I'm going to get this out to is going to thank you. You're very special to have done this. I don't know how you found the time. And a really special thank you to Zach for remembering Tristan. That was really thoughtful, Zach. Like, super thoughtful. I'm going to call Sabrina tonight and thank her properly. There really isn't a way to thank someone for this. You know, no amount of paper pads make up for this. Trust me. Doesn't. And I'm going to make sure that I take care of this, Sabrina. Thank you. Thank you so much. To the rest of you across the country, I am going to suggest this. If you, right now at Walmart, you can get a large, do you remember when COVID hit here, I told y'all we couldn't get antibacterial soap, but I was really lucky. I went and I very smartly looked at the dishwashing aisle, and there I found Dawn had antibacterial, it actually was hand soap, but they always keep it in the dish aisle. And it can be used for dishes, but it actually says hand soap on it. Well, y'all, Walmart is carrying it in a 52-ounce jug for like $6. I'm going to suggest while they have it, you order it. Just because if you can get it now, you'll have it for wave 2. My doctor says regular soap does work, but antibacterial soap is kind of like a backup. And the reason for that is, let's say you don't wash your hands as well as you think you did. The antibacterial gives you a little extra protection. So I do want to say it's worth getting. So if you have a Walmart delivery in your area, I highly suggest you order it now so you have it at home in case your area gets a wave 2. And if you don't get a wave 2, then you just have a lot of soap. It's not a big deal. You'll use it up, right? Over 6 months, you'll use it up. So why not order it while you can? The other thing I would suggest is that you buy some extra alcohol just in case they're right. And keep that on hand. You know, I think that's important. And don't forget what my doctor said. If you spray your masks with alcohol and then put them in a Ziploc and put them in the freezer, or put them in a Ziploc and put a hot air dryer on them for 15 minutes, you can keep reusing them. So that's a way to look after yourself, protect yourself, and extend the life of your masks. Important information for us all to have, y'all. Very important information. A huge thank you to Sabrina and Zach. You guys are amazing. You know I feel that way, and I'm going to tell you myself tonight, but thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, y'all, we have a bit of a Maggie Holmes controversy, and I don't yet know the answers. I want to thank Ara, the Paper Treasury. She messaged me to let me know, and I had just watched her replay of her live where she mentioned it, but I didn't realize she had already messaged me on Instagram to let me know. Thank you, Ara, because Ara knew I would care about this. She knows ethics matter to me a lot. So here's the thing, folks. I need to do some more digging before I tell you one way or the other. I'll tell you what the issue is, and then I'll tell you why I got to keep digging. So it looks like 3 artists designed the paper pads we love so much from Crate Paper. Not Maggie Holmes. Maggie's name is on it, but 3 other designers designed them. Now, I'll tell you the truth. Before becoming a professor, I was a creative director. So you know that I've done a lot of work for a lot of brands. I will tell you that that's not unusual practice, y'all. My friend's husband is a toy artist. You know all those really funky dolls at Target and at Toys R Us? Like the really funky Barbies, the ones that are more artistic and like more interesting? Yeah, well, he made those. Not Barbie, not that manufacturing, he did. He designed them and they just manufactured them. His name will never be on any of them. It's very common practice in our world to hire artists and put someone else's name on. So that in itself does not make what happened unethical. That's why I need to do more digging. The problem will be, and this is where I don't know the answer yet, is whether or not they were paid fairly for those designs. I think it's shocking to people outside the industry to learn that this happens, right? I know it is, but it's actually common practice. A lot of the items that we purchase that bear the name of someone, That person never had anything to do with the design of it. I can't even tell you how many things I've designed that have a large name label on it. That's just the way it goes, y'all. That's why I'm not a slave to brands, because I know this. So if I design for huge luxury labels, and you're buying it thinking they designed it, no, they hired people like me and other people. That's really common practice. So it's probably shocking to y'all, but for me, I was like, no, that's normal practice. What won't be okay is if I find out that these artists were not compensated. That's the research I have to do. So I don't know if they were compensated fairly or not, and to find that out, I have to ask them directly. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reach out. Thankfully, the person who first brought this to Ara's attention really did her homework, and I'm very impressed with this person on Instagram. She really did her homework, and she did reach out to the artist, and she got confirmation from them that they did in fact design those pads. But I want to know if they were paid for. That's all I need to know. If they weren't fairly paid, or they weren't paid at all, then we have a problem. If they were fairly paid, well, that's how the industry works. I'll be honest with you. Every time I buy a pad, whether it's an Amy Tangerine, a Maggie Holmes, or someone else, I just assume they didn't design it. That's the truth. I know that's terrible for some of you to learn, but I just assume that because in all my years of working as a creative director, it was me and my team that designed a lot of stuff that bore someone else's name. So I know that that's how it works. It might be a little surprising for some of you. Where we run into trouble is when companies steal ideas or steal designs or don't pay someone fairly. And that's when it becomes very unethical. So that's what I got to find out. But I'm sorry for some of you. It's kind of like learning the tooth fairy doesn't exist, right? To learn this. But I have to tell you, the Hugo Boss products on the shelf, Hugo Boss didn't design all those. Same thing for Dolce & Gabbana. Want me to keep going? Other people did. And that's why brands don't mean much. Those of us that work in advertising, we're not such a huge fan of brands and branding because we know that one person can't make all those things. They can approve the designs. They can say, I want it to kind of be like this and curate it, but they sure didn't make them. Harsh thing to find out, but it's the truth. So I will do some digging. I will reach out to those artists and I will find out if they were paid fairly. If they weren't paid fairly, then we may have an issue. Then I'll have to decide what to do with my Maggie stuff, won't I? It'll be a tough moment. So let's hope they were paid fairly. Ara, I'm really impressed. And I love that you're so ethical. You know that. And you knew I would care. And thank you for sending me that alert. I'm going to do some more digging. Ara's decided, based upon this, she doesn't want anything to do with Maggie Holmes. For me, as long as they're paid, that's how this goes, y'all. That's just how it goes. If they weren't fairly paid, well, then that's a different matter altogether. And I'll keep you updated. I will. But first, I got to reach out to those artists and ask some really tough questions. And I have to hope they tell me. I mean, they may decide that they don't want to talk about this. It's hard when your art is stolen. You know, several of my friends on here have had it happen to them too. It happens every day. So let's hope that this was handled ethically. Let's hope. All right, y'all. That is it for me. I'm going to go take my walk because I finally have enough energy to do that and grab a coffee. And then I'm going to call Sabrina and I'm allowed to do only a little bit of tidying up. So for 30 minutes at a time with no bending over. So that's what I'm going to do. Wishing for you a happy and a crafty evening, y'all. Take real good care. I won't be on tomorrow because I'm going to be at the hospital for some more tests and I want to spend the rest of my time being available to Heather. So that's my coffee maker, as you know. So you won't see me on tomorrow. I may upload a special video, but other than that, I'm going to take the day off because between medical appointments and Heather's my priority tomorrow. Heather's my priority tomorrow. But I'll see you all Friday. Take real good care of yourselves, okay? Bye for now.